But because y'all are new hires and new associates in the company, I don't want them to walk over y'all. I don't want them to take advantage of you guys. And that's why I got motivated to do this video. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. This is not all on you. If they got a big issue, if your managers is mad because the line is long, they need to hire more people. When you new, you feel like pressure, like, oh, I gotta get through all these customers, through all these patients. If not, they gonna fire me. If not, they're not gonna fire you, bruh. They're not, because you're not doing anything wrong. You doing what you can do. So do what you can do. That's it. It's not the cashier's fault if there's a line of 20. It's not the produce's fault if there's only one produce clerk in that department. And the reason I want to do this video is because I want to put my new associates onto some game. The reason why is because here on my channel, I focus on upbringing you guys to find a job. I focus on giving you guys all the tips and tricks in order for you to be successful in this company. I put you on to every single kind of knowledge that I know from this workplace, things that I wish I would have known when I first started. And in return, I get the most positive and enthusiastic and meaningful messages from y'all. I mean, my comment sections, especially on that first video I ever did, is like, I got hired. Thank you, Patricia, I got hired. I got the interview. I got the job on the spot. I get such positive feedback. Like, I kid y'all not. If y'all finna say something, y'all better say something to the managers, not the first person you see in that retail window, because they have no control of what's going on behind closed doors. All right, y'all better say something to the managers.
This bitch gonna make me.
I'm like y'all's big sister. Like, I'm like, nah, they cannot walk over you guys. Not if y'all have me. Not if you're subscribed to me. Hell nah. Like, I'm gonna put you onto some game. Don't rush or feel overwhelmed or put all the pressure on you. You know why? Because you're probably working in the deli right now. Truthfully, you're probably working in the deli right now for $13 an hour. You know what I'm saying? These managers are making 6 times what you're making. Okay? Corporate is making 20 times what we're making, but nobody can hire more help. Your whole department doesn't need to feel like it's falling on you. You're not in charge of your whole department. You're in charge of working your shift, and you can work well and you can work fast, work efficient, but I'd rather y'all work slow and accurate, like slow, but you know, pleasing the customer, making sure you're doing your job right, than to work fast just to get through people, but doing your job not as good. Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. And like I said, if you're new here, welcome to the family. I would truly love if you guys subscribed. I love to keep it real and raw here on my channel, and I try to encourage you guys to be the best versions of yourselves, as well as helping you guys get a job, secure the bag, ace the interview, all that good stuff. So if you would like to join, just hit that button and welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for coming back. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about something so genuine, because this was honestly inspired by something I saw at the store today. So long story short, I am a pharmacy tech at Publix. I've been at Publix for 4 years. Y'all probably already know if you've seen some of my other videos. I started at the very bottom as a bagger, cashier, customer service. I worked in other departments, and then I'm now in the pharmacy, and I love it there, and that is what I am studying. Now, like my store, okay, usually all stores are very similar in certain ways and aspects, in the sense of like, I've never talked to a deli associate and they tell me that the deli is not a busy spot. You know, Publix is known for, you know, their bakery, their deli, you know, their chicken tender subs, the chicken tender wraps. I know y'all know what I'm talking about, because that stuff is delicious, okay? Put a little bit of Chipotle mayo on your chicken tender wrap or chicken tender sub. Game changer. I love that stuff. It's really, really yummy. But I wanted to discuss this because I see this be like something common, that new associates kind of get walked over on because of this, and I want to put you onto some game, because that's what I do here on my channel. I don't get sponsored or paid or anything to promote anything. Like, these are genuinely like my thoughts or opinions on things, and this is something that I see that is wrong, and that's why I'm going to put y'all into some game, because I don't want y'all freaking out. You know, I want y'all to get the job, and I think it's a great company to work for, but I don't want you guys to overwork yourselves, overstress yourselves, overwhelm yourselves. I know a lot of us have a lot of things going on the side, whether you're, you know, a parent, whether you're trying to start your own business, whether you're a student, whether you're going to college for something else. We got stuff going on in our day-to-day life. So we can't have this job draining us when that's not technically our responsibility. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, what sparked up this story was today after church, I went into the store, right? I was like, I'm hungry. My brother was hungry. We had just gotten out of church. It was about midday. So we were like, let's go get a chicken tender wrap, okay? I'm on a diet, so y'all know, I had to go get me a spinach wrap. I'm trying to not eat as many carbs, but that's besides the point. So we're waiting in line, and there's this boy who I've never seen before at the deli because I went shopping at the store that I also work in. I've never seen this boy there before, and he's doing our wraps and sandwiches, right? Because I also got a wrap for my mom, and we was all getting wraps and sandwiches. I could tell, like, I know when someone's new, first of all, and second of all, I can tell that, maybe he was already overwhelmed because of something else, and I didn't want him to feel overwhelmed because I was there. Like, I'm not in a rush. Take your time. And if by any chance, I know sometimes we are in a rush, but if by any chance you're not in a rush, don't feel shy from saying that. Let your staff know, whether it's your cashier, your bakery clerk, your produce clerk, I'm not in a rush. If you could just go check this for me, or if you can just do this for me, because it really does put us at ease. And obviously he didn't know who I was. I don't think he knew who I was, but I could tell, like, it's his first few days, and the line starts getting a lot longer. Like, a lot of people start coming. I can tell you, I think about 8 people were in line behind me, and this man is still making my wrap. He didn't know how to, like, fold the wrap, so he asked somebody else to come fold it, and obviously that was taking up time. I didn't ask for a crazy amount of stuff on my wrap. Like, I was just ordering a regular chicken tender wrap with some lettuce, onion, banana peppers, and some ranch. Oh, and of course my Chipotle sauce. But it's something that I know other staff might have done a little quicker, and he was pretty quick. I'm not gonna lie, like, he's doing really good considering it was like his first week. Even if it would have been his first month, he was doing an amazing job. But I don't know what happened. He was like, I don't know how to fold this. Let me go call someone else. And I'm like, all right, if you don't know how to do it, go ahead, take your time, no worries, no rush. He called somebody else. I started saying hi to other people in the department who I knew. And then I started talking to him, and I was like, oh, it's busy today, huh? Because I could tell there was a line behind me. So he's talking to me as he's making the wrap. I introduced myself and told him that I worked in the pharmacy and that I completely understand. And then another guy comes in, and he's like, hey, I have an online order, and yada, yada, yada. And I can tell now that the people in the deli are getting stressed out, because all of a sudden the line just started getting so long, so crowded. And anytime that there's a complaint, and there's usually a complaint in the deli because people complain about, like, the wait time and stuff like that, it's always the person who's right there in front of their face who has to hear it. So, for example, my brother was there with me, and he was asking me, like, oh, like, he seems stressed, or he seems this and that. And not just him in specific, just even other people in the department. He was honestly doing such an amazing job, and I don't think he's ever ran into my videos. I doubt he'll ever even seen this video. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to put him on the spot like that. But he was doing an amazing job, and I was just like, wow, like, he was very sweet, and he was literally, I feel like, trying his best. But there's always, at least in my store, deli is always short-staffed, and today was no different. It was short-staffed today, and I can see that everyone was really, really trying their best to, keep the department moving. But there was a big line behind me, and since I guess I came in today as a customer instead of like an employee, I really could see, you see it as you see it differently, now the customers aren't looking at you a certain type of way. They're looking at you like as a customer, right? It's not his fault. Like, it's not his fault that there's 8 people behind me. It's the company's fault. And this is not to talk BS about the company, because I don't do that here on my channel. I just don't like to talk BS about anything in general. I just simply like to state the facts, and the fact remains that it's truly not that person's fault if there's a line of 10. Okay, it's not the cashier's fault if there's a line of 20. It's not the produce's fault if there's only one produce clerk in that department. It is the company's fault. Okay, and we have to take accountability. And the reason I want to do this video is because I want to put my new associates onto some game. The reason why is because here on my channel, I focus on upbringing you guys to find a job. I focus on giving you guys all the tips and tricks in order for you to be successful in this company. I put you on to every single kind of knowledge that I know from this workplace, things that I wish I would have known when I first started. And in return, I get the most positive and enthusiastic and meaningful messages from y'all. I mean, my comment sections, especially on that first video I ever did, is like, I got hired. Thank you, Patricia, I got hired. I got the interview. I got the job on the spot. I get such positive feedback. Like, I kid y'all not, to this day, I've yet to run into one person who said that they haven't gotten hired. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but that's something to be proud of, number one. Number two, there have been case scenarios where someone's like, oh, they haven't called me back yet. And I'm like, okay, like, I'm going to answer this right away, right? Because I'm trying to help, you know? And I can't guarantee everyone's success. I didn't even think that my words would have had such an impact on others. But throughout the months that I see that it has, it's what motivates me to obviously keep doing these videos. So I'll message back and be like, well, have you done this? Oh, no, I haven't done that. Okay, well, that's why they haven't called you back. Because if you genuinely follow the things I tell you, for the most part, you would get hired. So honestly, guys, those messages mean a lot to me, and they're literally what keeps me going. So where was I going with my train of thought? Where was I going with this? Where was I going with this? Oh, so like I said, in return, y'all tell me that y'all got hired, and I'm very, very excited. But because y'all are new hires and new associates in the company, I don't want them to walk over y'all. I don't want them to take advantage of you guys. And that's why I got motivated to do this video. I got motivated, number one, being that I saw what happened today at the store, which I'm going to finish the story right now. And number two, being that I've heard so many of my subscribers say that they've gotten hired in the last few months, that I'm like, okay, now that y'all are already in the company, which by the way, if you're watching this and you want to get in the company, I've done a million videos on that, so make sure y'all check them out. How to get hired, how to ace the interview, how to get hired even in other companies. Make sure y'all check it out. But now that y'all are inside the company, I want to address certain things because I don't want them to take advantage of you all. Like, I'm like y'all's big sister. Like, I'm like, nah, they cannot walk over you guys. Not if y'all have me. Not if you're subscribed to me. Hell nah. Like, I'm gonna put you onto some game. So I was telling my brother, I'm like, it's not this boy's fault that there's 8 people in line. It's the company's fault. This is a $1 billion company. There's a million people seeking jobs. I know right now there's not a lot of people applying. So really, if you want a job, like, apply right now because they're finna hire you. And there's open walk-in interviews on Wednesdays. And I've said this before. And if you want to hear more about it, there's a video called Public Special Announcement. Just search that up and you'll get all the deets on that video. But there's people out there who need jobs, or, you know, there's things that managers could be doing. A lot of times I see managers just sitting there. Managers are making the big money, but I feel like not all managers really help out the way they should. So that's one point that I want to point across, is that it's not the person, like, even in pharmacy, it's not the pharmacy tech's fault. It's not the deli clerk's fault if there's a huge line, okay? It's a $1 billion company. If this company is not hiring more people, okay? And y'all might say, okay, well, what if there's no one applying? There are people applying, okay? Don't tell me no one's applying to Publix, number one. Number two, if no one's applying, maybe do something. Maybe raise the amount of money you're giving your associates so that more people are inclined to apply. Give them something more of what they want. Or simply, like, just alter it. That's the reason corporate exists, okay? I'm not corporate. I'm over here making suggestions, but I'm not corporate. Corporate exists to make these executive decisions. Do something that's going to incline the public to want to apply so that more people apply, more people can get hired. Managers, literally, I be seeing them sit in the room, like, sit in their office, sit there and do nothing, and they're making like 6 times what we make, and they're not really doing nearly as much. So the point here that I wanted to get across, okay, because I know y'all are probably like, come on, get to the point. The point here that I wanted to get across is, it's not your fault, and I don't want y'all to feel overwhelmed if y'all got a line of 8. So this is mainly because of that one deli boy, okay, because I could tell he was getting nervous. Like, there was like 10 people in line. I was the person he was helping. Someone else had to come help him. There was only 2 people helping out. And I know it gets stressful and overwhelming and this and that. And I know it's also hard for the customer, because it's like, bro, like, you know, I really gotta go. I really gotta da-da-da-da. And I understand that. But you, as a customer, y'all also gotta understand, like, if y'all wanted something super quick, y'all should have made something at home, to be honest, okay? Because y'all gotta understand that when y'all go out, Y'all gonna have to wait in line, y'all gonna have to pay, y'all gonna have to drive there, drive back. So it's gonna be more time consuming. If you wanted something super quick, you should have planned ahead or done something at home. As an associate though, I know you can get overwhelmed because you're like, oh my God, I got a big line, I got this and that. I don't want y'all to half-ass do your job. You know what I'm saying? Do your job to the fullest extent with that customer and take your time. And then the next customer will come and this and that. And if some customer wants to catch an attitude, like I said, they could have done something at home. If they come out to the public to buy something, if they want to go to Outback, if they want to go to Publix, if they want to go to Target, if they want to go out and buy something, they have to understand that they have to pay and that they have to wait and that they have to, you know, be in line and things like that. And the point I'm trying to get across is because a lot of times people get stressed and that's why people quit. That's why people get overwhelmed. That's why people start doing a bad job. All of a sudden, like I asked for, let's say, pepperoni on my sandwich and you got salami instead or something else. People start committing mistakes. No, let them wait. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's not a direct attack on the customer. Like I know it's not you trying to be mean to the customer. But eventually that's the only way managers are going to notice and be like, I need to put someone else in the deli. If not, these 10 people are going to be in line forever. Like it sucks for the people in line. I get it. And I want y'all to do a good job. I'm not telling y'all do a bad job just so that corporate can hire more people. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to tell you guys is that don't rush or feel overwhelmed or put all the pressure on you. You know why? Because you're probably working in the deli right now. Truthfully, you're probably working in the deli right now for $13 an hour. You know what I'm saying? These managers are making 6 times what you're making. Okay? Corporate is making 20 times what we're making, but nobody can hire more help. Your whole department doesn't need to feel like it's falling on you. You're not in charge of your whole department. You're in charge of working your shift, and you can work well and you can work fast, work efficient, but I'd rather y'all work slow and accurate, like slow, but you know, pleasing the customer, making sure you're doing your job right, than to work fast just to get through people, but doing your job not as good. Because when you work fast, you're not as nice, and that's just facts. Even me, when I'm trying to really work fast, I'm like, hey, how's it going? Da-da-da. But I don't sit there and really install conversation. And I know that's not what work is for, but that's the only way you really build relationships. So I don't know, because in the pamphlet it says that they want their employees to build relationships. That's how you do it. And sometimes when I'm working super fast, I don't have time to do that. So I rather y'all, you know, I know this is just my own personal thoughts and opinion. I always give my disclosure. This is just me. But I rather y'all work slow and efficient than fast and, you know, inaccurate. And I don't want y'all to put all that weight on y'all. Like, I'm at the point right now where I'm like, I do what I can. I got a million things going on the side. If it's a big issue that the line is too long in pharmacy, they can hire more techs. That's my mentality. I'm sorry, but that's the truth. I have a million things going on the side to get home from work super stressed. And that's how you're going to feel if you take on the charge of, like, I don't know how to say it in English, like la carga of your whole company, of the whole department on your shoulders. Like if you feel like the whole department is falling on your back, you're going to leave from work stressed as fuck. Like you're just not going to have a pleasurable work day. Everything's going to be overwhelming to you, and eventually you're just probably going to be way too tired, way too stressed, and quit. And that's what happens. And that's why I tell you guys, like, that's not the move. And before you quit, I've done videos like, before you quit, watch this, you know, because I give you guys like a few pointers on that. But that's really one of the biggest things. It's just like, take that into consideration, guys, because the department is not on your back. You know, like you should not feel like the whole department is falling on your shoulders, okay? You do what you can and you be efficient with what you're doing, but don't be fast and inaccurate, because that's just gonna create more problems, to be honest. It's gonna be worse for you, worse for the customer, worse for everyone. Work at your pace, do what you can. At the end of the day, if there's a big problem, if corporate or the managers are mad that there's people waiting, they can hire more people. So I was telling my brother when I was waiting in line today, I'm like, it's not that boy's fault. We'll name that boy Pedro, okay? That wasn't his name, but it's not Pedro's fault. It's management's fault. If I got an issue, I'm going to go to management. The number one comment misconception or mistake people make is that because we're the first ones right there in front of you, we're gonna hear the complaints. Oh, well, you guys aren't going fast enough. Oh, well, you guys, it's always you guys. It's not us. It's not us. And I say us because I'm also there. I work retail pharmacy, so I'm on the same boat. If a patient gets upset, I'm gonna hear it because I'm the face right there of them coming to pick up their order. I'm the one that's gonna give them their order, so I'm gonna hear their complaints as well. Oh, well, y'all aren't doing anything. Give me the pharmacist. I'm gonna hear everything. And it's not my fault. I didn't make the schedule. I didn't, make the time for when the prescription is gonna be ready. I didn't, hire only 2 techs knowing that the pharmacy should have at least 5. I didn't do those things, but we hear it because we're the first face they see. So I told my brother, I'm like, there's no point in me telling Pedro anything because it's not Pedro's fault. It's management's fault. If I'm going to say something, I'm going to say something to the management because I know how this retail stuff works, So if y'all don't know how it works, I just cleared it up for y'all. If I'm going to say something, if y'all finna say something, y'all better say something to the managers, not the first person you see in that retail window because they have no control of what's going on behind closed doors. All right, y'all better say something to the managers. And that's exactly what I was telling him. I was like, there's no point in me complaining to Pedro. Pedro's doing the best he can. It's not like he's there on his phone. He's making my wrap right now. But he only got 2 hands. And just between me and my brother, we was asking for 3 wraps. And then plus 8 people behind me, Pedro can't do it all by himself. And that's not his fault because he's working efficient. It's management's fault for not hiring more people. So who's you really mad at, Pedro or management? My case is completed. And the message here across was to not overwhelm yourself. Don't do more than what you need to. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling y'all to work bad. I always work well, and Pedro worked well today too. And, the whole point here is to be efficient. But the other point is to take your time. You know what I'm saying? Like, relax. This is not all on you. If they got a big issue, if your managers is mad because the line is long, they need to hire more people. You know what I'm saying? Relax. Don't put it all on you because when you feel like pressure, like, oh, I gotta get through all these customers, through all these patients. If not, they gonna fire me. If not, they're not gonna fire you, bruh. They're not, because you're not doing anything wrong. You doing what you can do. So do what you can do. That's it. And with that being said, I'm just gonna go ahead and conclude today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.